In 2011, tools of change bent the rules. Apptain America helped with the bending. Now, for the first time on video, Frankfurt, the missing Ignite session.
Now the challenge of an Ignite session is to keep everyone's attention for 5 full minutes with a series of 30-second PowerPoint slides. Now if we're talking about innovation, is PowerPoint really that innovative? In Frankfurt 2011, at the Tools of Change conference, I presented my Ignite session with Apptain America. Apptain America effectively became my superhero PowerPoint presentation. I hope to repeat that here today. He's still a little confused and he thinks he's in Frankfurt, but if we can get the satellite link up, let's see if we can repeat that.
Is it on?
Yes, it is.
Oi, oi, alright, Frankfurt, how do you lot?
Not sounding very American there.
Well, no, Apptain East Croydon wouldn't be half as good, would it? No, your market, sunshine. Anyhow, I'm live, backstage at the App Store. It's a right mess. No one can never even find anything. Anyhow, we're up. Tis done.
At Tools of Change 2010, I produced and presented a series of incredible concepts that could be created as apps. First up was to look at pop-up books. And what did we do at Brandwidth? We created our own pop-up book. But to do a digital interpretation of paper engineering with that theatre was just not as good, so we wanted to include gaming so that it was introducing something that wasn't there in the original. Next up we looked at, as we'd produced the original Guinness World Records app on the first day of iPad launch, was to how could we include gaming and record setting in the next app? How could we do that? So what could we do? So what did we do? Well, we produced our second app, which came out in time for Christmas and was an enormous hit because you could actually now challenge Usain Bolt to the 100 metres. You could set records and your record could appear in the top 10, which in May, if you were the top of the leaderboard, you would go in the printed book and then not cannibalise print sales. Next up we looked at something that was just quite fun. It was keeping track of your original high school mates, your colleagues. Where are they now? Using CCTV, are they in prison? Where are they? Are they stranded on a desert island? Lots of interesting ways to keep track of them. Very loosely connected to this. How about keeping track of your record collection? Well, working with Amber Books, we created the Top 100 Albums app. This was originally based on a full coffee table book and a series of 6 smaller books that housed incredible information from the top 100 in each of the decades from the 50s to the noughties. Brought all that to life with streaming of music content and an incredible way to discover music that was on albums that may have been your favourite, but you would not have known about the original music. Next up we looked at, well, children's books. If, for instance, I wanted to read Mr. Bump, I don't just want to read it, I want to be able to throw the book around and shake Mr. Bump around, unravel his bandages, genuinely interact with the characters. So what we did, again, we created something in-house at Brandwidth and we created Fish. This was a children's book that used accelerometer control to change the water level. Didn't use a page-turning device because this travelled along the seabed. Everything was created in-house, from illustration to story to narrative to the recording of the whole thing. Next up, this was about placing the user and looking at, for instance, architecture and placing the reader, the user, at the centre of the action. So we worked with Scientific American to create Journey to the Exoplanets. This placed the reader at the centre of the action, quite literally here, because you were able to create your own planet. So let's consider the planet builder. We all like to spin things. We know spinning things are very popular. But why not spin it and make it relevant? So you're actually creating your planet. You're seeing how that changes for distance to for size as you're spinning it at the time. Also place yourself on that planet's surface. Be able to pan around using accelerometer and gyroscope. See what it would actually look like to be on the surface of an exoplanet. Well, next up, I talked about fiction. Fiction has been experimented in a number of ways through apps, through enhanced ebooks.
Boy, this isn't easy, sunshine. Why don't you try it?
Well, I'm trying to talk here, so you keep it still, okay? We'd like the idea of being able to enhance something that doesn't genuinely break the narrative. Lots of enhanced ebooks tend to bring up content over the top and disrupt the way that you're reading and the way that you're used to reading. So we're now working with Mark Stauffer on a project called The Numinous Place. So this is how we're bringing this to life. It's matching Hollywood and the drama and the excitement and the moving image and the genuine interactive content with a reading experience that we are not disrupting. More of that to come in 2012. Next up, we looked at, well, wouldn't it be an amazing concept to create something for Doctor Who? It's the ultimate movement through time and space. Imagine the TARDIS being at the centre of your action there as an amazing navigation device. So we created the Doctor Who Encyclopedia. This was an incredible option. What we've got here is, back in October, previewed the whole thing. Was a huge hit over Christmas to launch through, and has genuinely enhanced the property, and there's lots more to come. Let's think about where this has taken us on a journey. At the time was 12 months. Now let's talk about 18 months. These were a series of apps. Oh, we're losing Apptain America. I'm sorry, we're losing the satellite link up. This has taken us through an incredible series of apps that were based in publishing. They're not books. We're now working across automotive, across music, across movies and TV, and they're all coming back with the same questions. How can we include some narrative? Well, that shows how publishing is relevant, that shows how all the other industries are relevant, and how this is an incredible property to work with apps. Over the last 12 and 18 months, we've not just been talking about the future of digital publishing, we've been creating it.